we do not have the best road, we do not have the best buildings, we do not have the best food, but we have something, to share, which is we have rich cultural heritages.
A green scenery stretching beyond the horizon, an idyllic landscape of greenery, heaven for all living entities, about 20 kilometers away, far from the bustling scene of Khonoma, a mighty stronghold held treasure by the Angami tribe of Nagaland, Khonoma. It is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, vibrant culture, and remarkable history. But beyond its natural beauty and cultural richness, Khonoma stands out as a pioneering achievement, celebrated as Asia's first green village. Similar to the rest of Nagaland, the Khonoma people were skilled hunters. This had an impact on the wildlife population, gradually eliminated their natural habitat. Today though, things are different, and the locals are dedicated to protecting the natural world's biodiversity and its species. The state bird of Nagaland, the Plaice Tracopan, lost approximately 300 of its members in a hunting contest in 1993. The more environmentally conscious Khonoma people were awakened by this. In 1998, the community declared 70 square kilometers of forest as sanctuaries and banned logging and hunting. Today, Khonoma is a global leader in ecotourism and sustainable agriculture, showcasing how societies can prosper while coexisting with the environment.
Khonoma village is not a very old village as well, but it is believed to be over 500 years old. So when our first forefathers came to settle here, they found one particular plant in abundance. The name of that plant, in English we call it Glaucera fragrantissima. Locally it is called Khonoma. So since they found this plant in abundance, they named this place Khonore, meaning place where Khonoma grows. When it comes to this Khonoma village, we have certain things which are very, very important to us. One of them definitely is agriculture, because that being our main occupation, we focus so much on agriculture. And in the system of agriculture, we practice two systems. One is called terrace cultivation, which you will find them, at the foothill of the village. In the terrace cultivation, we practice crop rotation, where paddy is once a year. We do the transplantation in the month of June and harvest by November, December. So that is the agricultural cycle. The other system of agriculture is called June cultivation. In other words, it is also called shifting cultivation. The people here, what we normally do is we just designate a portion of land. We clear that portion, and we cultivate our crops there. Now, in that cultivation, we practice mixed cropping. We grow tomatoes, potatoes, cabbage, maize, pumpkins, yams, almost everything simultaneously at the same time. And along with our mixed cropping, we also, practice a particular system to harvest a tree, which is called elder tree. The system we practice to harvest this tree is called pollarding, which is actually another very scientific and indigenous method handed to us by our forefathers. Now, when we look into the activities of the people here, the youth, they act as the driving force, because it could be in the system of agriculture, it could be in our festivals, or it could be sports, or it could be hunting. The youth, they are the main element there. So even in terms of our shifting cultivation, what we do is it requires a lot of man force. So the indigenous knowledge we get from our elders, that is being done by the youth. And in terms of agriculture, down there at the terrace cultivation, we get the knowledge from our elders, but at the same time, the youth, they really get themselves involved there because they have the energy, they have the power, and everything is done manually.
When it comes to conservation, then there are lots of things that the younger people in our parent generation, they're all contributing in one way or the other. Every year we have this thing called the Green Fest, Khonoma Green Fest, where the entire community, we go to different parts of the village, we clean up the places that have been littered, we plant trees, there are some tree plantation drives. And then the biggest initiative that's been taken when it comes to the environment is mostly done by the students and the youths. So we have about 25 square kilometers of land that's under our CCA, which is Community Conservation Area. So under that, we are not allowed to cut any of the trees. Hunting, everything is totally banned. So the Khonoma Youth Organization is actually entrusted with that responsibility with taking care of our flora and fauna, our forest and everything. Even the older people and then even the young people, we are not allowed to sell any of the plants that we get from the wild, be it medicinal or any vegetables, so to say. So I think it's, I guess it's safe to say that almost all the youths, they are very much into this conservation, and then looking forward a brighter future for the younger generations through conserving our so-called these forests that we have been doing so far.
The youth, they would go to the forest, they hunt the entire day, come back with a lot of, so many wild animals. Now, they would sell them to the market, and it always goes back to the rich man's table. And they were making a lot of money out of that. And our elders, our ecologically conscious uncles, they were not really happy, with the system. They came up with the idea of, to stop hunting and to stop logging. But it was really a tough call for a village who was so much into conservation, into hunting, to take a U-turn to be conservationist was really a tough call. But however, our elders, they did not stop. They kept insisting, they organized seminars, awareness camps, programs. And after a lot of discussion, the youth, they also said, okay, let us stop hunting. So it was in the year 1998, we started to conserve the little forest that we have, and we stopped logging. So we were never aware that we were doing such a great thing, but the government of India, they acknowledged this little effort that we put towards conservation, and they gave us a project called the Green Village Project. It was in the year 2005. So that's where we got the title, the first green village of Asia.
I'm Prashant. I live in Bangalore. I've grown up in Goa. One thing that I found very striking about Khonoma was the way people take environment and the surroundings very seriously. And I hope that is something that all of the world that visits Khonoma can learn from it. And as far as the message for the youth, this air that I'm breathing right now, I hope you can keep it as it is. Every single thing that you do from now on, should probably keep that in mind. Learn things from around the people that come over here or come from different parts of the world. See if you can learn something from them. Keep your traditions strong, because I believe that this is something that's very strong also here. And take that forward, take your pace forward. Wherever you go, just keep your traditions and develop.
Nature, environment is not something we inherit from our forefathers, but it is something we borrowed from our children. So it is also our responsibility to give something back to them.